Welcome everyone to Strangest Species Season 2, episode, I believe, 39. Somewhere in that ballpark.
That's a lot of things.
Yeah. I'm your host, Mike Davis, here with the quasi-tired Anthony Davis.
Quasi-tired.
Yeah. You were just working out, so.
Oh, yeah, that kind of tired. I'm also physically tired, but like tired. So, but yes. Kettlebell
You got it.
challenge.
She's been swinging kettlebells all night.
All night. That's all I've been doing.
Not really, but she has been doing lots.
Oh, it's been fun.
Yeah. So, it's Memorial Weekend. Or just finished being Memorial Weekend in the future. Or the present.
Wow, I'm confused.
Yeah. So we're recording right now. It is not Memorial Day, but this will come out over Memorial Weekend.
On the Tuesday
Or actually
right after.
Memorial
Yeah.
Weekend. So,
We just
or
didn't
whatever
want...
weekend. What's it called in Canada?
Well, no, our long weekend was this weekend.
Oh, okay.
And it's called Victoria Day long weekend.
Gotcha.
And
So next weekend's not long?
no, next weekend is just a normal weekend in Canada. This was the long weekend.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So my sisters and my mom and dad were all together.
Sadness.
I know. They do that more than us.
Well, you chose to live in America.
Yes, farther away. Sad day.
Maybe.
Or happy day.
Yeah. I think that's worked out all right.
Except during COVID. That was terrible.
Well, yes, it was still better down here than up there, though.
Well, I just meant like
Across
getting
the border.
across the border, yeah. So,
Truth.
truth it is. Truth.
So,
Hopefully our future Memorial Day weekend weather isn't terrible.
hopefully not. It was supposed to be 85 like 2 days ago. Now it's like 71 and rainy. So I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it keeps changing dramatically, but that is to be expected for like early season weather, right?
I feel like that's a big change, though.
Well, the Monday is still supposed to be 27, which is awesome.
I don't know what that means.
Well, 28 is 82.
Oh, well, it's up higher than last time I saw it. Then.
And sunny, like all sun, 100% sun on the Monday.
Well, that would be nice.
So,
So do you want to take the boat after all?
I mean, I do.
Oh, so you got to get to work. Getting it ready.
But it can come up. Yeah, anyway. There's no point being there Friday or Saturday.
So we're not going up Friday or Saturday?
No, the boat.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
yeah.
So yeah, we've been prepping for the summer, getting all things ready for summer life, which is crazy busy, but it's coming along. So
Yeah.
that's good.
It is coming along. The garden is almost 100% planted. I've got like a little bit left of soil prep with that new soil that we got, and
We have a big garden.
we do, and I love it.
We technically, legally have an orchard as well.
Legally. Oh gosh, that's funny.
Yes.
I mean, we do, but
What do we got? 7 trees? 8 trees?
I don't know if we have that many, do we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's just 6 or 7.
Apple, pear,
Apple. Cherry, apple.
Cherry. That's 7.
Is that 7?
Yeah.
Okay, 7.
Plus a rogue apple.
Oh yeah, I
That
guess
isn't actually part of the orchard.
that's
but,
true. On the same property.
Yeah. We didn't even know we had it for a couple years.
I mean,
It was like so overgrown back there.
yeah, that's true. What's the definition of an orchard?
Here, I think it's 5,
I don't know.
6.
Mm,
I don't know.
Mm,
I
we're
would
fancy.
like to plant a peach tree
Me too.
and a magnolia,
Oh, okay.
but I don't know if the magnolia will do well here.
Yeah, I have to do more research. Peach, I'm on board.
Yeah.
Magnolia, I don't know anything about. So, our faux rock is finished.
Yep.
Yep. So that's cool.
We had this weird part of the front of our house. So our house was built in the 70s. And it had like this reverse angulation inward under.
Like bay window type. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Like diagonal.
So now it's flush with nice black rock.
Yeah. It looks so good.
It looks much better.
It's going to look way better once it's painted, but it's
Yes.
looking good. So,
Yeah. Always busy around the Davis household.
projects. We're almost done them, though.
You say that, but you'll always find more.
Well, like big ones.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Okay.
I don't believe it.
Well, I believe it.
Good for you.
Yep.
You're the boss, so hopefully that's true then.
Yeah.
But I don't believe it.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, last week we talked about finding dead people. I don't remember what we talked about the week before that.
I don't either.
But I feel like it was a little bit heavier too.
Are we going to be silly this time?
We might be a little silly.
The Pickle Sisters.
I know you want to talk about Pickle Sisters. I don't know who these Pickle Sisters are.
I know. I just think they're funny.
Speaking, though, of fun stuff, we got a poster last Christmas time that's a scratch-off poster of
Movies.
family movies. And so we went through and we scratched off all of
ones
them
we've seen.
that all 6 of us have seen, which was maybe a third, a quarter of them.
Yeah.
And then we went through finding one to watch yesterday. And we settled on 1986 Labyrinth, starring David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly.
It was so terrible.
It was amazing.
It was so weird. Like my 11-year-old was like, this is so skibbity. Like,
Well, he says that about everything.
no,
but-
he's the one that does
Oh,
it.
yes, that's true. The
Our
other one.
13-year-old does. And our 13-year-old was all about it. Like just loving the white, like weirdness.
It was super weird.
Me and my daughter took a little nap. We enjoyed our little intermittent, because it's I mean, it's an experience. And so I think kind of like all the 80s movies, they're just like the one with Gene Wilder for like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Like you're like, what is happening? What is going on?
Yeah, that was
And there's like kind of a Muppet-esque
yeah, it's a Jim
element
Henson
because it's
and
Jim
George,
Henson.
not Clooney, George Lucas.
It's so weird.
So yeah, they're Muppets, but not at all like the Muppets.
Well, and not only some of them. Some are like trolls.
Yeah, I mean, there were all
gremlins,
sorts
or
of-
what were they?
They're goblins.
Goblins.
But even most of the goblins were still Muppets. But like the Hoggle,
Yeah.
he wasn't a Muppet. You know, like he was a weird.
Right. And Ludo, he looked like a Snuffleupagus.
yeah,
I mean, it was so weird. And the
it had a
farting swamp.
yeah,
I mean,
it's a farting swamp.
I feel like you just have to watch it one time in your life
Well,
to
it's
be
trippy.
complete.
It's kind of like, to me, it is Alice in Wonderland having a child with Return to Oz
And the Muppets,
with some Muppets sprinkled in.
which is a terrible
It had a
mix.
super vibe of like Return to Oz, of just like this bizarre 80s, like what is going on? But in the stylistically of Alice in Wonderland, where she's constantly running into these new weird characters who make no sense.
Well, and that's the essence of a labyrinth. Like, we have the game and we love the game.
Game's fun.
Yeah, this is nothing like the game.
But I thought it was great. Bowie's songs are weird, man.
So weird.
So
Everything's weird.
Ethne and I are getting old, so we like to watch everything with subtitles. And so they have, as Bowie's singing, he wrote 3 songs for the movie. And Bowie's one of the greatest ever. But because we have subtitles on, you can see the lyrics to the song as he's singing, and you're just like, this has nothing to do with anything. Like,
There are people who love this kind of stuff, Mike.
your husband included, yeah.
And then there are people who are like, this is so out there and so weird. I don't even know how I feel.
But now I'm like, we gotta watch Black Cauldron, we gotta watch Dark Crystal. I want to watch Masters of the Universe with the kids.
And I'm sitting here thinking, let's watch like the old school 80s movies like Armageddon.
Those are very not 80s movies.
90s? Are those 90s? Apollo
Late
13?
90s. No, still all 90s.
Oh, well,
Armageddon's probably almost pushing the 2000s.
really?
Yeah.
Well, let's watch those ones. Star Wars? I would even take Star Wars
Star
over
Wars is
any of
good.
these weirdnesses.
70s, but yeah, great.
Anyway, for anyone out there who hasn't seen Labyrinth, I feel like it's an experience you need to have, but be ready.
It's
Like-
fabulous. Fabulously bizarre.
Have whatever snacks make you feel happy and watch that movie, and at least you have the snacks you like. And the experience.
Yeah.
Some serious bonding over weirdness.
It was ballsy.
It sure was. Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of Bowie's outfits were something else,
Yeah.
but very Bowie-esque. Yeah.
He's the Goblin King. At least in this movie. Okay, so Anthony Waugh. What are we going to talk about today?
Time travel.
Time travel. No.
Oh, gosh. One of these days.
Yeah. We're going to travel through time to talk about stuff, but there's a knot in the wood behind you in our shiplap that looks like a flying ghost. Never noticed that before.
That was so random. You know you're on air, right?
Yeah, I'm just looking at it right there.
Okay.
So.
Was I close?
No.
No.
But that's okay. Here's a question for you.
Okay.
You're from Calgary,
Mhm.
right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you know where the Calgary Flames got their name?
I'm probably not a true Calgarian if I don't know the answer to this.
I bet you no one in your family knows the answer to this.
Oh, well, that's good.
I'm curious.
So, Edmonton Oilers, I feel like, are self-explanatory. The province of Alberta has a lot of natural gas and oil.
Mm-hmm. Your football team's the Calgary Stampeders.
Yep. We have the
Makes
largest
sense.
outdoor rodeo. I think it's because we were purchased by like Atlanta or so. We came from the States, I feel like.
You did. And you're right. You came from Atlanta.
Oh.
The Atlanta Flames.
So probably it's unrelated to Calgary at all. It's probably something maybe related to Atlanta.
That is correct.
Okay. So are you proud of me?
I am proud of you for discerning that, yeah.
But even like vaguely pulling that out of the spider webs of my mind, I feel like I'm very proud of myself.
I'm very proud of you too then.
Thank you.
So the Atlanta Flames were an NHL team, and their owner named them after because the city of Atlanta was burnt to the ground during the Civil War,
Oh, I didn't know that.
and so they got named the Atlanta Flames. And then when they moved to Calgary, they just kept the name.
Could you have changed the name when you,
Sure.
but they just chose to keep it?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, they change all the time. Like the I'm gonna mess up which team this is, but the Hartford Whalers that used to be an NHL team are now the Phoenix Coyote. Maybe I don't remember where they moved to.
I don't
but they're
know.
one of those,
Well, like,
which
and
are also no longer.
is the
around.
Kraken a change in name or the Kraken's like a new
That's
team?
new expansion team.
Oh, okay.
But for example, the Utah Jazz.
Mm.
There aren't a lot of jazz.
Did they come from
bar.
like New
They
Orleans?
did come from New Orleans.
But they didn't change the name.
They did not change the name.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love the you often find these really cool historical tidbits
Yes.
in team names.
Stories. Yep.
And so
Like the Jayhawks.
like the Jayhawks. I'm a huge Kansas Jayhawk fan.
Mhm.
A Jayhawk is a fake bird. It's a mix between a blue jay and a sparrowhawk. That makes a Jayhawk. And there was a group of very guerrilla warfare style abolitionists who adopted the name Jayhawk back in the Civil War. And
Yeah.
then it is now just colloquially, people born in Kansas are Jayhawks,
Right. So
which I was.
kind of makes me think of Katniss Everdeen
Didn't grow up there.
and the mockingbird symbol and like
Yeah,
a made up
kinda like
bird.
that.
Yeah. The Jayhawks.
The Jayhawks. So yeah, there are a lot of cool,
Yeah. Cool things.
Right. So we're going to talk about things like that today.
Oh, interesting.
Because some of them we're going to talk about just strange names, where they came from. Some
All
we're-
related to team names?
Mhm.
Okay.
Some we're going to talk about funny team names.
Yeah.
And we're also going to talk about offensive team names.
Oh, well, perfect.
Yeah.
So I feel like this specifically comes down in my life. I feel this most during March Madness,
Mhm.
where I legitimately don't know enough information to make decisions. And so kind of every year I do something different. And I think when our littlest guy, we were having him fill out a bracket and he's like 2. So on the TV, we like bring up like, oh, do you want this animal or this animal? And like, he was picking, do you remember this?
Yeah.
He was picking based on like,
Mascots.
Yeah.
and-
and sometimes you're wondering like, what in the world even is that?
Well, a lot of the kids for a lot of years have done that. We're like, okay, it's a cougar versus a grizzly. Okay, who would win? Okay, I want a grizzly would win, or whatever. And
Yeah.
so-
But I
That's
mean,
how they
sometimes
choose.
when you get the names, you're like, I don't. Where did they get this name from? It's so bad. Or why would you pick a banana slug? There's nothing intimidating. I mean, like, I feel like in my mind, a mascot has like this intimidating,
And oftentimes they are.
powerful, like the
But
Wolverines.
oftentimes they are, and I love when they are locally.
yeah,
historically
they represent,
important.
Yes, I think that's
So
cool.
our minor league baseball team here is the Spokane Indians, and our hockey team is the Spokane Chiefs. And they've been that way forever, and that's fine. But I would love to have something that was more representative of Spokane, you know, something historical,
Mhm.
something, you know, the I don't know what you would choose from Spokane,
right.
but it's the, you know, we have the largest 3-on-3 basketball tournament in the world. There's
the Spokane Hoopfesters.
Hoopsters. Yeah, who knows? You know,
Hoopsters.
something
I like it.
that's, because especially minor league baseball, you get lots of crazy names.
Right.
But so, anyways, speaking of Spokane teams, do you know where Gonzaga got their name? The Bulldogs. This one's not as
Maybe-
crazy because they're the Bulldogs, but since we have a lot of local listeners, I thought we'd do this one.
I'm going to guess that, let me think, maybe it was the arena or wherever they play, whatever it's called, not arena, was named first. And it was named something related to like a dog or something. I don't know. And so then they became the Bulldogs. I have no idea.
Fascinating.
Was that a good guess?
It's a great guess. It's not correct, but it was a great guess. I mean, it's as good as any other. Yeah, it was a good try. So originally, back in the late 1800s, Gonzaga, their intercollegiate teams were simply the blue and white.
It's very
The
creative.
Gonzaga blue and whites.
For real?
Yeah. Well, a lot of teams back then were. That's where like the Red Sox and the White Sox and all these things come from. Or
It's
well,
just
maybe not
kind
the White
of
Sox, but the Red Sox and the red, they come simply from the color socks that they wore, you know, and
right.
that's as simple as it was. But this is interesting. Back then, they had a football team.
Yeah.
So if you know anything about Gonzaga, they're a powerhouse in basketball, but they do not have a football program.
They don't?
No.
I thought they just weren't very good at it.
No,
They don't
there's no
actually have
football.
it.
Nope.
Oh.
And so when they started the football program in 1892, they were known as the Fighting Irish because they
Like
were trying.
Notre Dame?
Yeah, because they are a Jesuit school, and they were
Oh.
trying to be
Like,
the Notre Dame of the West.
oh.
Can you imagine being the Fighting Irish now?
That'd be funny.
Yeah. In 1921, they played a football game against West Virginia, and they got beat up 24-0. But one of the local papers were very impressed by the tenacity of the team, and they referenced them as playing like bulldogs. And that is actually where
how it stayed.
it stayed. Yeah.
So who was the person that?
It was a reporter down in San Diego.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And I read this online and I was like, I don't know if I believe that. So then I looked it up and I went to Gonzaga's actual athletic department and they
Mhm.
have the same exact story. So
Wow. Well, that reporter probably feels pretty cool about themselves.
it's very dead now, but
Well, I mean, he was alive probably when it got coined, right?
probably.
So he should feel pretty good about himself.
All right. So let's go through some of these. All right.
Okay.
First one I went with the Los Angeles Dodgers pro baseball team. What's a Dodger?
You dodge the ball.
Which would be very not great in baseball.
Well, it would be if it's coming right at you.
It's true. But if you're trying to hit it or catch it or all the things that are required to do.
Right?
It's an interesting name, huh?
Dodgers. I'm trying to think about this. So I feel like the Dodgers is a pretty common baseball name, right?
I
Like
mean-
there's a lot of those.
I don't know if there's a lot of them, but it's definitely one of the main. They won the World Series last year, and I mean they're one of the main.
But they weren't from California always, were they?
Oh, correct.
See, that's what I'm saying is I feel like they were not, they were like an Eastern team or something.
Yeah, so they're originally from Brooklyn, New York.
But even then, if they're from Brooklyn, why would you be called a Dodger?
So their original name was the Trolley Dodgers.
Oh, because they have lots of
in
trolleys in
reference
Brooklyn?
to the maze of trolley lines that ran near the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, like similar to like trolleys, like San Francisco trolleys? And they only run
There were just so many of them
near the
around
bridge? So
the
you'd have to
bridge.
like dodge them so you don't get
Right,
hit by them?
'cause they're coming down the streets, right? And the roads.
Oh.
And it was
That's
a
really
local
funny.
term, yeah. And then when they moved to LA, they truncated it to just the Dodgers, but they kept the.
So what's their like logo?
It's like a baseball with streaks behind it.
Yeah, it's
Not-
nothing.
Yeah, I don't know what their actual mascot is.
So when they were the trolley dodgers, was it like this really intimidating looking trolley?
Probably, I hope so. All right,
Okay, so does San Francisco also have a trolley dodgers team?
they're the Giants,
Nope, it's
Yeah.
wrong.
at least
Okay.
in baseball.
Right.
Okay, our next one, we're sticking with baseball. The Houston Astros.
Isn't that Mark's favorite team?
This is my brother's favorite team. Now,
Okay.
this one isn't the most exciting
Houston
name.
Astros. Okay, where did the first rocket launch from?
You're on the right track. I don't know if it was the first one, but
Or like Apollo 13 or something, Apollo 29. I don't know.
so they were originally the Houston. This is what I thought was interesting. The Houston Colt 45s, which is not a name that would probably fly today.
Why? What does it mean?
A gun?
Oh.
Colt
Colt-
45 is a pistol. 40, yeah.
Oh, I like it
Like
though.
a cowboy gun.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Why would that not fly? Is that bad?
We got a sensitive society that doesn't like anything. Like
Yeah,
the Washington basketball team used to be the Washington Bullets, and they had to change their name to the Wizards, which is way lame.
Why?
Again, I'm very anti names that have nothing to do with where you live. Like if you're in Washington D.C., you should have something to do with like the baseball teams, the Nationals.
Right.
You know,
But why is the bullets offensive?
I don't think it's offensive.
or-
It's pro.
Pro gun?
Well, they're in a very violent area. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways,
I guess for me, you think like, whoa, you want to go as fast as a bullet. Like,
Yeah.
like nothing violent or promotional of guns. Promoting of guns. It's just like there's a bullet in Mario Kart. What's the point of the bullet? Is to make you go fast because you're at the very end.
yeah, we should get rid of that too.
Yeah, it's very offensive.
Yeah.
It means I'm in the in the end, and I get the bullet a lot because I do get the bullet a lot.
Yes, not the very end. Very end, you get that nice blue shell.
Well, okay, but close to the
Bull's
end,
great though.
where they're like, "Oh, we need to help this person out. Give them a fighting chance."
This is true.
I like the bullets, and I also like the Colt 54s,
45s.
45s.
Yes.
I'm dyslexic too.
Yeah, but in 1965, Houston opened NASA Space Center. So they changed it to the Houston Astros.
See, I'm on the right track
You are.
here.
You're doing good
I'm really
today.
good at. I'm really good at this stuff.
Okay. Next, we're going to the NFL.
Okay.
Green Bay Packers.
Oh, cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't really know like if you work like on an assembly line of cheese, are you called a packer? I don't know like I know it's affiliated with that, but I don't really know enough history to know what a packer or why.
Right. So I knew what you knew pretty much. Like, oh, cheese packers.
Mm-hmm.
So it turns out in 1919, when the team started, they received a corporate sponsorship from the Indian Packing Company. They gave them $500 for uniforms, and they became the Packers based on this corporate sponsor.
Okay, so you're saying they got sponsored
By the Indian Packing Company.
the cheese factory? Wait, who got sponsored? The team.
Football team.
The team got sponsored
By the Indian Packing Company.
by the Indian packing company, which was a cheese packing
I
company.
assume they packed cheese. I don't know what they were packing.
So if you are a person that works at a cheese factory, you are considered a cheese packer?
If you're packing cheese, I presume so. I mean, if you're packing, shipping peanuts, you're probably not,
Okay. So is their mascot like a picture of a person holding like a package of cheese?
I actually don't know what the Packers mascot is. I mean, their logo is just a green and yellow G,
Yeah.
and all their fans wear
Green.
cheese heads,
Yes.
like blocks of cheese.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know what their actual mascot is.
Okay. Well, and mascots, I've realized, especially like with the Spokane Chiefs, the fish, it makes no sense.
Yeah. They also have a lizard reptilian thing, Otto.
But like,
Yeah, no.
neither
But
of
that
them.
happens a lot with teams. That's why I don't go down. I didn't go to the mascot road.
Yeah,
they're
'cause
very different.
Yeah, it's weird though.
Right.
Okay, sorry.
Correct. All right, next. We only have a couple more of these, then we're going to get to the funny and offensive.
Funny and offensive are the best.
Yeah. The Los Angeles Lakers.
I feel like I might know this,
Now, you've been to LA many times.
but I feel like they came from like Salt Lake or something. No,
Not Salt Lake,
Not
but they
Salt
didn't
Lake.
come from somewhere else. Yeah.
the Great Lakes.
Yeah, they came from Minneapolis,
Okay.
which is their state motto is the land of 10,000 lakes.
Hmm. Wait, but Minneapolis is close to the Great Lakes?
Yes, Minnesota.
Minnesota? Which lake? I don't know. Great.
Let's see.
Because if we were on Erie.
Huron. So there'll be two of them over there. I don't know if it's Huron and
they're kind of in between. What the weather must be terrible. Like,
so Ontario, I believe, is the furthest east,
I believe so,
and then Erie,
which is where we were.
maybe Lake Michigan.
Oh,
As
Michigan.
well?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, so when they moved from
Minneapolis. They just kept their
to
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, there's probably a lake in Los Angeles.
Maybe a man-made one.
Maybe a real one.
Maybe. Maybe.
There's definitely like a beach.
There's an ocean. Yes, there is an ocean.
Yeah. So, but that's different.
That is different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
All right. Next, Seattle Supersonics. This one is interesting to me just because, I mean, I grew up a Sonics fan, but they went by the I mean, I knew they were the Supersonics, but they were mostly the Sonics.
It's funny. I feel less aware, even though I'm the closest to Supersonic. What would be? Maybe there's something.
What's the main industry in Seattle, or one of the main industries?
The ocean, the liners, the
Definitely the ocean and the harbor.
yeah, and
But that's not
okay.
big company out of Seattle.
Oh, is it the guy
Not
used
Starbucks.
No. The guy used to be a painter. We used to know
Yeah.
him.
It's Boeing.
Boeing. Thank you.
Yes.
So,
So
but
at the time, Boeing was building a
like supposedly
airplane
a
that was going to
supersonic.
rival the Concorde.
I don't know what that is, Mike.
Well, the Concorde's like a super fast plane that that goes from like New York to Paris in only a couple hours or whatever. Commercial plane.
Military. Oh, is it still a thing?
I don't know. It was a thing when I was a kid. I remember them talking a lot about the Concorde.
I feel like if you tried to go that fast, you wouldn't feel
No,
very.
but it was definitely a thing for a long time.
You wouldn't feel very happy.
I don't know, but it was never was finished. But at the time, it was a big deal in Seattle, and so they voted for it to be the Supersonics.
So
After
Boeing
Sonic Boom.
was making a supersonic plane,
Right.
and so that's it. And then we don't know what ever happened.
Right.
Like it never came to fruition.
No.
But there really was a supersonic plane that did actually work, and people actually rode in
There's
it.
many supersonic planes that exist today, as far as like fighter jets and stuff.
Well, sure, but I'm talking
I don't know
commercial.
if the Concorde was supersonic or not, but it was very, very fast compared to like a 747 or.
Why don't we ever ride that plane?
Well, I've never been to Paris for one. It's transatlantic flights.
Yeah, so maybe we should try the Concorde when we fly to Europe.
Okay, it's on. I like this next one. The Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay, I don't know much about Memphis.
This is basketball.
I don't know much about Tennessee. I imagine there's not very many Grizzlies out there.
I assume you're correct.
So my guess is that it was like a Pacific Northwest team. What sport are we?
Basketball. This is an NBA team.
Maybe it came from California. Because isn't the bear like the grizzly their main logo on their flag or something?
So it is a bear. It's not a grizzly, but it is a bear. A Bruin. They're actually, so their original city, actually, I was a kid when I remember when they became a team. They were the Vancouver Grizzlies.
Oh, okay. Oh, like Vancouver, Canada?
Correct.
Yeah, I feel like this is familiar.
Their
vaguely.
first draft was Bryant Big Country Reeves. That's who they selected.
Why do you know that?
It's a fabulous question. I don't know.
It was so incredibly random.
Yeah.
This is how your brain works.
Yeah. I was in middle school or so at the
Oh
time.
my gosh. It makes sense that they would call them the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fun thing about the Grizzlies is that was not their original name they wanted.
Oh,
They wanted to be the Vancouver Mounties, which I think is like the greatest name.
who would not let that pass?
The Mounties.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it kind of makes sense. Like, you wouldn't want, I guess maybe it doesn't matter, but like if you had a pro basketball team in DC that were like the Washington FBI agents, or something like, yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. But the Mounties are such like an iconic symbol of Canada. It's different, right?
Sure. The only thing I would say, though, is they would almost have to change the name. Having had it move from Vancouver to, where did it go again? Memphis?
Memphis.
Yeah, I feel like almost like legally.
Well, but they never were the Mounties.
Right. But I'm saying if they were.
Yeah, it would be
it
weird
would
to
have
be the Memphis Mounties.
It actually rolls off your tongue
That's true.
because of the alliteration, Memphis
That is
Mounties.
true.
But people would be like, I don't even know what this
That
is.
was the same expansion as the Toronto Raptors, I believe.
Which again is
Which
also
is the
weird.
worst name ever.
Yeah, why?
Because Jurassic Park was big at the time. I don't think there's any dinosaur junk in Toronto.
I mean,
Like your guys' school, Calgary Dinos?
it's not the dinos.
Not the
it's
dinos?
the I mean, it is dinosaur related, but there's a reason.
But right, there's a ton
The
of dinosaurs
Tyrrell
there.
Museum,
Right.
yeah,
That
has
makes
a
sense.
ton
It
of-
has a local.
Yeah, but maybe Toronto has something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
I
think
don't.
so. I think it was just Jurassic Park.
Was popular,
Yeah.
like popular enough to make a whole sports team after
I mean, it's one of the greatest movies ever.
of all time. Actually, it's on our movie poster board,
There you go.
but it's like the whole Jurassic.
Just the original three, or because they're still making them. There's a new one coming out in a couple months.
I'm sure it's just the original 3. I mean, you can't. I mean, yeah. It would be like the whole Star Wars saga. It's like, well, we'd be spending our year trying
Actually,
to.
when I saw Star Wars on there, I was thinking, do you start at episode 1, or do you just do the original 3?
The original
The last 3
3.
aren't very good. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll have to set parameters before we
Maybe
choose.
just the first 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good. Okay.
So those are all pro teams.
Okay.
Now we're going to go to best high school names with historical ties.
Okay. I'm not going to know any of these.
No, you don't have to guess. These
Right.
are just great. So our first one, we're going to Cobden, Illinois.
Cobden?
Yep.
Not Compton.
Nope. Cobden.
Okay.
They're the Cobden Apple Knockers.
Okay. What does this mean? Like you're knocking apples off of trees?
Apple Knocker.
Or is it like a derogatory name?
So it's a man with freckles wearing overalls and a flannel shirt and a
Okay.
straw hat, chewing a piece of straw.
Like a farmer.
So it actually, I guess, started as a derogatory nickname by other schools because it's known for its apple industry.
But why is that derogatory?
So other people just kind of make fun of them, like, oh, apple knockers. I don't know. But then they became good, and so they just took it as kind of a badge of honor and adopted it as their actual mascot.
Huh.
So now it's, Cobden Apple Knockers.
So are we knocking K-N-O-C-K knocking?
Knockers, yeah.
Huh.
But maybe you knock them off the tree? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out. I think this is the only thing I can take it as.
But it's cool. It's
Yeah.
a cool mascot.
I like it.
Yeah,
I'm an apple knocker.
sure.
I mean,
you
I
eat
like
a lot of apples. That's true.
I do. I love apples and I love to pick apples. And by the way, the kids with the soccer ball, they broke off over 15 apple buds.
They're losers.
15. I almost cried. That's 15 babies.
I know.
Yep.
Baby apples
Mhm.
that will never have a chance to live.
They
and be
were
eaten by
already
you.
turning into little nubs. Sad.
Did you show them?
They did. I showed Oaksy.
Good.
Yeah. I almost started crying.
I believe it.
Okay.
All right. Next we're going to Boiling Springs, Pennsylvania.
Hot springs. There were hot springs there?
They have springs that are probably hot since they're boiling.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm guessing.
They're the Boiling Springs Bubblers.
Oh, maybe because it bubbles when it comes out of the ground?
Maybe it's like that farting swamp in Labyrinth.
I mean, it probably would have a sulfury smell because most natural hot springs have kind of that earthy stink.
Yeah. So one of their most prominent springs in the area is called the Bubble. Hence the name. The
Ooh.
Bubblers.
Okay. I like it though.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
good.
It's great.
Okay. Hoopeston, Illinois.
I've never even heard of any of these towns.
No, I'm sure they're all little small farm towns
Hoopeston.
here. So we were in Cobden, Illinois. They were the apple knockers. Now we're in Hoopeston, Illinois. They are the corn jerkers.
What is a corn jerker?
Obviously, someone who jerks corn.
You mean like rips the husk off?
So, before they had mechanical harvesters, the corn was pulled by hand, and that pulling was called jerking. And so that was corn jerking. And so the 1920s, the team was often late to, or their players were often late to games because they were
Jerking corn?
out jerking corn. Yeah.
I did not know that was the adjective for corn. I would have said husking corn.
Well, maybe that is out here in the West.
But
Got a broken piece of my chair I'm playing with.
Oh,
if you're
okay.
wondering.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, what are you doing over there?
Yeah.
Had you ever heard the term corn jerking before you wrote the script?
No.
Yeah, I have never heard that before.
But my experience with corn fields is Halloween going through them.
But even then, I mean, it's just like this term that I felt like you would have heard before as in relation to the action. I've never, but I have heard it called husking.
Yeah, I would call it husking if you would have asked me a day ago.
Yeah. So maybe it's like if you're doing it for like kind of a job for a living and you're getting really fast at it.
Well, maybe removing the husk from the cob is husking, but removing the husk from the stalk is jerking.
Oh.
They're two different actions.
Ooh, now I'm curious.
You should go.
So you jerk it off the stalk.
You should go Google it.
And and then you husk it off the cob.
Yep. Sounds
wait.
good to me.
So say, what are they called again?
The corn jerkers.
Just corn jerkers. That doesn't give you any indication as to which one it is. I'm going to look it up.
You should.
Okay.
Okay. Next, we're going to Yuma, Arizona.
Yuma. Have you ever been to Yuma?
No, but I've watched 3:10 to Yuma, the movie.
Have I?
I don't know.
I feel like
It's a Western. It's good.
oh.
There's an old one and a new one. I've only seen the new one, which now is old, but
Okay. Yuma,
yes.
Arizona.
So, starting in 1910, their high school used an abandoned prison for 3 years until the new school was built. So, what do you think they named their mascot?
Something to do with that.
They are the Yuma Criminals.
Oh gosh. That's actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like for a lot of the student events and stuff, you could do so many fun things with that.
Yeah.
Like everyone wears like jailbird
And when
stripe.
you do like senior pranks, like, well, what do you expect? Like,
Yeah, I love it.
So back in the day, their teachers actually conducted classes in the cell blocks and held assemblies in what had been the prison hospital.
Interesting. That is kind of exciting if you were one of those kids.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, but
But
kind of exciting. Okay, just to clarify,
mhm.
corn jerking is the process of pulling or jerking the corn ears from the stalk.
That's what I hypothesized.
So you are not husking.
No.
That is
No.
two different. These are two different
You
things.
jerk, then you husk.
Okay, you have this funny smirk on your face.
I don't know. I'm just talking.
Okay, you jerk and then you husk.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, well, is there another term or thing that husking can be used for?
When I was a child, I was a little overweight, so I was husking.
You were husky.
Husky's the noun or the adjective. Husking was the process of.
Yes. So it's talking about in Hoopeston, Illinois.
Okay, this next one's great. You're going to get this one, all right?
Okay.
You're going to guess the mascot.
I have faith in me.
We're going to Polka, West Virginia.
Polka?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
Okay, you're opening Polka High. What is your mascot going to be? There's only one mascot you can pick.
A person dancing with a polka in the polka.
Oh, see where you went with that? Polka. So their mascot is the Dots.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're the polka dots.
That's so funny.
And their mascot is a really mean looking big red dot.
That's hilarious. It reminds me of that story, the Whimsies, the Whimsicals, remember, and the polka dots would stick to them if they had something, and then
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
what's it called?
I don't know.
Wemmicks.
Wemmicks. There you go. But the Carver man, he didn't care.
He didn't care.
She didn't care because she knew who she was.
She knew
something like that.
Yeah, you're right. You're so right. Okay, so husking, and there's also the
go back to
term
this.
shucking.
Okay.
Why is everything related to corn weird?
I don't know. But we got to move on.
I can't.
You can look that up later.
Jerking, shucking, husking. There's a lot of weirdness with corn. Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm focused now.
Okay. We're going to Polo, Illinois.
Polo.
We've been in Illinois a lot.
Like Marco Polo? Polo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what do you think their mascot is?
Marco.
The Polo Marcos.
The polo. It's backwards.
It is backwards, but
The polo. So does Marco is he like a guy that would have like a big hat on with like a feather coming out of it?
probably.
Is that how you feel like?
That's definitely, I feel like, how he's depicted.
Okay. So would that there be their mascot?
I don't know what the actual mascot is.
The
but
Polo Marcos?
Polo Marcos.
That is awesome.
They've only been the Polo Marcos since 2013. They had a contest. Before that, guess what they were? It's a very there's no way you'll ever guess it, but it's like the worst high school mascot name ever. They were the Polo Apostles.
Wow. What does that even mean?
Like, the 12 apostles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's no other meaning for that word,
I
right?
don't think so.
Yeah, that is weird. Is that a very like Bible Belt area maybe? Or
Maybe.
like a very religious area maybe? That's why?
Possible.
Huh. Interesting.
But
What part of Illinois was that? Polo.
Polo.
I
I
don't know.
like the Polo Marcos.
It is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we're going to actually, holy cow, our next 3 are all in Illinois as well.
What does this
We're
say
missing
about
out.
Illinois?
We need to move to Illinois. Your brother's in Illinois.
Yeah, we do not need to move to Illinois. Thank
Okay.
you very much.
Freeburg, Illinois.
Freeburg.
Yeah.
Freeburg. So you're free as a bird?
Berg.
I know, the Freeburg Freebirds.
I like that. Maybe they're like a nudist colony.
Yeah.
Freeburg nudies.
You have to come to school naked?
It'd be fascinating to try to run that school.
It's like
So
nudist high school.
they're
I got your
team
sidetracked.
name traces its origins back to its not very tall basketball team who beat taller teams almost 100 years ago. They are the Freeburg Midgets.
I mean, I don't know about that one. I just feel like that is a weird one. I mean, it's paying homage to the short team that won against the tall team. I get that. But you kind of want your mascot to be like...
Fierce.
Yes.
Have you ever seen The Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
Munchkin Land?
They're not fierce. They're happy and they're jolly and they want to dance
It
and
would
sing.
beat you to death with that giant lollipop.
Oh, gosh. No, they're happy and jolly.
Yeah, I guess that's
Munchkin
true.
Land. Do, do, do.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's move on here then.
Okay.
Centralia, Illinois.
Centralia.
Yes. So this is an area that was hit very hard by the Great Depression, and their basketball team often wore mismatched uniforms. And so a sports writer said, "Hey, these guys look like a bunch of orphans out there."
Oh, so are they the...
They're the Centralia Orphans.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
But playing off on that, their girls' teams are the Centralia Annies.
Oh, I love Annie.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, it's definitely not, again, tough. I mean, she's, you know what I mean? She's sweet.
I don't think orphans, bring a general feeling of
like intimidation.
boding, scary. Yeah.
So, but I do love Annie.
There you go. So.
Yeah. So.
All right. Freeport, Illinois.
Wow. There are a lot in Illinois.
Yeah. I didn't realize this when I was filling it out.
Right.
This is Pretzel City, USA.
Okay, wait. That's the name of the place?
That's it. The city's nickname.
What is the name of the city?
Freeport.
Oh, Freeport is
The Pretzel City, USA, because of its convoluted manner in which the streets are laid out and its early history.
Is it kind of like all curvy and
guess
pretzely?
so.
Oh, interesting.
So they are the Freeport pretzels.
That's intimidating.
That make you hungry.
Yeah. Yeah. Our kids especially love soft pretzels. Are they the hard pretzels or the soft
They
pretzels?
probably are very open to any pretzel. The pretzel rod is the worst of all the pretzels.
No, not if it's dipped in chocolate and toffee and caramel. Oh, no.
But then it's like, okay, but do you really care about the pretzel rod?
Well,
You only
it's
eat it because it's covered in other goodness.
the vehicle, but no. You're wrong.
There's a lot of
The
pretzels.
crunch and the saltiness underneath the caramel and the chocolate, it is a perfect match.
No, there's too much pretzel.
No,
Like when you have a small pretzel,
I highly disagree.
so like when we make the turtles with the Rolo and the pecan
On the square turtle.
on this little square pretzel, like that's the right amount of pretzel. When you have the rod, it's way too much pretzel.
Well, maybe you're just not having enough caramel around the pretzel rod
Maybe.
and like enough chocolate drizzle.
Okay, so the only way I can enjoy a pretzel rod is if I'm diabetic
Well, no. If
or on
you-
the path to diabetes. Okay, well that's how you want to sell it.
that is how I'm selling it.
Okay,
Okay.
fair enough. Okay, next we're going to New Braunfels, Texas.
Okay.
That name should ring a bell to you.
Yeah, I think isn't that where Schlitterbahn
That
is?
is the home of
Yeah.
Schlitterbahn.
And I've never been there,
I've been there many times.
but you talk about it like it's the best place on
It's
earth.
great.
Like even better than Disneyland.
It's like the Disneyland of water parks.
Wow. That's cool.
It's better than Action Park.
Anything's better than Action Park.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, but their high school is probably so it's very Germantown,
Okay.
and they took their mascot out of the coat of arms of the city.
Wait. They took the mascot out of the coat of arms for this. Does every city have a coat of arms?
Well, when you're German, you do, I guess.
Oh. Do we? Just
I have
Spokane?
no idea.
Oh. Okay.
So they are the New Braunfels Unicorns.
I'm lost. Why? Like, what does this have to do with anything that you told me beforehand?
Well, I guess there's a unicorn in their coat of arms.
I thought like a coat of arms was supposed to kind of like represent the area. Like,
Well, I mean, Scotland's national animal is the unicorn. So maybe in Europe, they have more draw to the unicorn.
how can Scotland's animal be a unicorn when it's a mythical creature that doesn't actually exist?
I'm not sure who makes the rules for what can and can't be
Yeah.
national animals, but I'm not sure if reality has to be part of it.
I mean, I just feel like, generally speaking,
Like
that is
Montana's
the case.
state animal is the grizzly wolf.
Oh, what's that?
It's a made-up mythical creature.
The
Half grizzly, half wolf.
Really?
No, I made this up right now.
I was going to say, I feel like you're full of crap. I feel like most animals do represent where they come from.
Yeah. Well, maybe there were unicorns back in the day.
No, never.
I think so. Like Sasquatch.
Okay, the place I went to today to pick up those chairs has a giant carved Sasquatch in the garden.
That's awesome. Did you know that our local community college changed their mascot to the Sasquatch last year?
I feel like they need this giant carved Sasquatch.
I feel like I need it.
Also, well, I could reach back out to her. She is selling her house.
Is she selling her Sasquatch?
I mean, I'm sure she
Care about her
would.
house.
I'm sure she would sell her Sasquatch.
Now you know what to give me for Father's Day.
I don't want that. Where's that giant Sasquatch going?
Obviously in the garden.
I should deliver it to Suzanne Lee, whose daughter, she claimed her, like they were on a road trip,
Yes. You told us the story.
but not on air.
Yeah, last time.
Oh,
on
the
air.
chicken nugget. Oh,
Yeah.
I should give it to her.
I think I'm more deserving.
Well, I'd have to ship it up to Canada too.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, one more high school name. Then we're going to offensive names.
Okay.
Brewer, Maine. I don't know what happens in Maine. And I don't know if Maine's a real place.
I feel like I know someone from Maine.
I had one girl in my dental class from Maine.
So you know it's real.
Well, she claimed she was from Maine.
Well.
I don't know if she was a real person.
Oh. Do I know who this person is?
No.
Oh. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. She was great.
I feel like Maine is a real place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, Maine is like the places in Canada.
Like.
What do you guys call them out there? Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island and Newfoundland.
Oh,
You have a name for all of
yes,
them
we
up
do.
there.
The Maritimes.
The Maritimes. Maine's U.S. is maritime.
There's only one Maritime.
Like Newfies are, a
Yeah.
little weird.
Maine people. Do they talk funny too?
I don't even know if they can talk. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Sorry to anyone who is listening from Maine. We
There's no
still
one
love
listening
you.
in Maine. There's no internet yet in Maine, so
Oh my gosh. You're just like going straight down the offensive road. He's like, I'm really getting into the offensive part that's coming next. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
just
start
prepping everybody.
I'm just gonna start offending everyone.
just Maine people.
Why just Maine?
I think they're the Mainese,
Oh my gosh. The Maine.
the mayonnaise. Anyways, Brewer, Maine. They're the Brewer Witches. It's kind of
Why?
a cool name. No one knows.
Is there witch history kind of like Salem or nothing?
No.
Huh.
No.
That is random.
No. Just
Completely random.
yeah. I think there's a lot of Pilgrim history and stuff. Puritans.
Maybe.
I'm just kidding. I don't know if there's any Puritans up there. Yeah, I don't know where they don't know where it comes from. They were the Tigers until the 1930s, and then one day they were the witches. So
That's weird.
I
mean,
would much rather be a witch than a tiger. I
But
hate generic mascot
the
names.
tiger is weird, just as equally as weird as the witches. I don't think I would prefer one over the other.
Yeah, I mean, in high school. I was a falcon. Like
Every
giant,
school is a
boring
falcon.
Wildcat, worst name ever.
Yeah.
Cougar, just as bad.
Mhm.
Husky, don't care. Panther, blah.
Oh, panthers are terrifying. Like-
They are, but it's like our high school here is the Panthers. There's no Panthers here.
No, but
Like again, pick something cooler.
oh, I see. What
Our
you're
other
saying.
high school here is the
You're just
Wildcats.
meaning it's too like redundant,
Yeah.
too
Every
common.
league in America has.
That's kind of how I felt like at the Dodgers. Like every
Oh, yeah, no,
little
there's no-
pee-wee kid
Well, sure.
baseball team is like
But
a
it's 'cause
Dodger.
they're based
Every
off of-
sure,
yeah.
But, I mean-
there's only one Dodgers.
okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's just
Like if you're gonna
just own it. Like we were the
just pick something cool.
Scarlet Trojans.
Even again, like Trojans in Canada. Like I don't know what the connection is.
But it's not very common, is it? Are the Trojans
I mean,
common?
like USC's the Trojans.
Huh.
There's quite a few Spartans and Trojans out there.
Huh. They're intimidating. That's why
Sure.
they pick them.
Sure.
Like
But
Panthers are
can't you pick something that's intimidating that has like the Roughnecks or the Hitmen, from Calgary? Like these are locally like
That's true.
they have importance to the area,
Area.
and they're still intimidating.
That's true.
So the other high school where I grew up
takes
was
more
the Richland
creativity.
Bombers because there's 9 nuclear reactors, and that's where they enrich the plutonium for the atomic bombs. And so
Right, but do you remember how like sad and offended? Speaking of offended, Miyuki was when she found out that was like this high school's mascot.
I don't know if she's offended by the mascot or the fact that there is a giant mushroom cloud in the mascot.
Well, either way, just
There's
it
a lot of
almost is
flack
kind
on
of
the
like
west side as
you're
well. There's a lot of
the-
Japanese descendants over there.
honoring
Yeah.
like something that was horrific, right?
Right.
So
But it's the only reason Richland exists, right? I mean, it's
sure,
historically
I'm not saying
significant.
I have an
there, too.
opinion on it. I can see how
I'm just saying, at least that has some like
local
Right.
representation, which
or,
is
like, the
100%
Hanford
true.
Falcons. Oh, there are Falcons around. This is true. There are.
I mean,
but,
are there though, really?
I mean, I'd rather be like the Hanford Columbians with the Columbia River,
Yeah.
or the Hanford, even like fighting salmon. Like, at least it's important to the area. You know, like it's got.
I would like to see a fighting salmon, please.
Yeah, it'd be good.
You could have AI draw
Or
us
like
a
the
fighting
Hanford
salmon.
isotopes, or
Ooh. Isotopes. Are there lots of Kates? Isotopes.
isotopes, radioactive
no,
isotopes.
radioactive
Yeah, yeah.
isotopes. I was
You're
thinking,
thinking of
stalactites and
Yeah.
stalagmites and caves, and I don't even know where my brain went.
You know, something like that.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah. Anyways, so witches. Maybe they got witches. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I bet you if you did more research, there would be a slightly nuanced reason to why you pick a witch. Because I feel like that's not a very common logo at all. Like in Salem,
Sure.
is there anyone that has witches?
There better be.
I mean, you better take advantage of that, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care where you are in America. If you live in a Salem, if it's like Salem, New Mexico, you better be the witches.
Okay, Mike is king. You listen to him. You better be the witches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least something Halloweeny.
Yeah. Well, I think you need to stick with witches.
Or you could go the opposite and be offensive. You could be like the Salem hangman.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. See? Then
Yeah.
it goes real dark real fast.
Yeah.
Which is funny that like the witches are not. Because they curse people and junk. But they're not real, right? So.
Yeah. So they were wrongfully murdered.
So they should be the Sanderson sisters.
Ooh, I like that one. Yeah. That'd be fun.
That's a lot of alliteration.
Yeah.
Salem Sanderson sisters.
Ooh, but I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are the
Let us be
offensive
offended.
Let us be offensive.
Let us be offensive. You can be offended if you want to. It doesn't matter to me. I didn't make up any of these names, so
You're just relaying them.
I'm just relaying them. Actually, most of them have changed
I'm kind
their
of scared to be guessing why or what makes them offensive, though.
name. Okay. Well, we'll find out.
That's what I'm scared about.
So this one has been changed. I don't know what they are now, but the Pekin High School in Chicago. Pekin. Pekin. Pekan.
Pekin?
Sounds very Chinese.
Yeah, I don't know.
They were the Chinks,
Oh, my gosh.
Which
who
is
even picks this name?
I don't know, which is a racial slur
Yes.
against Chinese people.
Yes.
So their skating arena was the Chink Rink.
Are you being serious right now?
Dead serious.
Oh my God.
And their mascot was Mr. Bamboo.
Who thinks of these things? Who even lets this fly?
They're no longer the Chinks.
How do you even spell chink?
Like you'd think.
Like with a
Like
K?
think, but with a CH.
Okay. I mean, I don't even know if you'd put like a Q at the end. I mean, I have no idea.
This isn't Canada, no.
Why does that have to be Canadian?
Because you spell like checks with a Q
No, that's true.
and things like that.
I guess so.
We don't spell anything in America that way.
Okay. That's so terrible. I just can't even. How does this even come to be? Don't even know. Okay, keep going.
Which movie is it that Andy Rooney plays the angry Asian upstairs neighbor, landlord?
I don't
Oh
know.
man, what movie is that?
I'm really bad at this game for you.
Oh, it's Breakfast at Tiffany's. He's Audrey Hepburn's landlord.
Oh, that's right. I remember even when we watched that movie, which again is another one of those ones. Like, this movie, it's not as good as everyone says it is. I don't understand.
I also don't understand.
But I remember being like, that guy is so not Chinese.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Well, he's Andy Rooney. Yeah.
Right, but do you remember me saying that? Like, this is not a Chinese person.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We're going down to Frisco, Texas.
Not San Francisco.
No,
Hmm.
just Frisco. The Frisco Fighting Coons.
But I mean, like, raccoons are really scary.
Well, raccoons are if it's a raccoon.
I like they
but a
annihilate.
coon is a derogatory word for black people.
Oh. I did not know that.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. I don't know if Canada, it's an ethnic slur.
Oh.
And so, but they actually were named after a student's pet raccoon in 1924.
Oh, so it wasn't even.
No, it wasn't a derogatory term.
Oh. Well, maybe they probably named it before it became a racial term?
It probably was a racial term back then, but it wasn't. I mean, that wasn't the reason why they named it that, but they kind of ran parallel with each other. So they did actually officially change their name to the Fighting Raccoons so that it would clarify.
Oh. Because raccoons are legitimately, like, I mean, they're cute when you see them from afar.
Yeah.
They're cute and adorable. But they're
vicious.
mean.
Yeah.
Straight
That's
up
why we
mean.
shoot them.
Yeah. So, I wouldn't shoot them for the record at all. I wouldn't bother them if they didn't kill my chicken.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
But they do. So
Yeah.
they die.
Okay, this might not be the right question to ask, but I don't understand why a coon or what that is.
Yeah. I don't think this podcast is the appropriate place to dive into.
But do you know?
Yeah. We
Like
can talk
where
about it
that
later.
term comes from? Okay. I learned something new.
All right. This one makes me laugh. This next one.
Okay.
The Coachella Valley High School Arabs.
Where's Coachella Valley?
Coachella's in California.
Oh. Arabs? Like someone from...
Yeah. The Middle East.
Was it like highly populated with a lot of Arabs?
I don't know. But the mascot was like a super overly, accordingly, offensive stereotype of like a bearded Middle Eastern man.
Oh. Why would you ever name... Like, I mean...
know.
But that's not a derogatory term, right? To call someone an Arab? It's just the way they portrayed maybe the guy or something?
Right.
Interesting.
And so in 2014, there was a petition from the American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee that petitioned them to change their name. So they did. And they changed it from the Arabs to the Mighty Arabs, which is what they still are today.
They still are the Mighty Arabs?
Yeah. They're just not the regular Arab. Now they're like no, you guys are cool, man.
Is the mascot better?
I don't know.
Huh. I mean, I would assume it's not derogatory per se, because it's like you're calling someone from that area an Arab, right? It's not derogatory. But the way that they portrayed the mascot maybe was the part that was offensive.
Yeah, I mean,
so then
anytime
when
you're going to be using anyone's name,
Right.
you got to be real careful.
So then when you say the Mighty Arabs, you're giving them like, it changes it to something better, and maybe they change the mascot to like a really fierce Aladdin
Sure, I don't know.
type person. But I'm surprised it's still flying today. If it's
especially in California.
Yeah, so that's where I'm wondering, did they change that actual like image?
Pretty sure Coachella's in California.
I don't know.
Maybe actually.
I have no idea.
Maybe Coachella's.
I mean, it sounds fancy enough to be in California.
Maybe Coachella's out in the east. Anyways, maybe I have to look that up. Next, we are going. I actually don't even know where this one is. The Wahpeton Wops.
The Wahpeton
Yes.
Wops?
WOPS.
WOPS?
No, I didn't know this term. A WOP.
Is it an acronym?
It is an acronym.
Okay.
It's a
For-
derogatory term for Italian Americans.
Oh.
It stands for without papers.
Oh.
And so,
But couldn't that be any particular type
but it
of
must
person?
have been used in an area that was highly
You said an American Italian?
Italian Americans. Yeah,
Italian American. So they came, what does that mean, Italian American? They came over from Italy?
correct.
They were not born in the States.
Right.
So-
Immigrants from Italy back in the 1920s or whatever, you know.
Oh, WAP. I have never heard that before.
Neither.
There's a lot of things I'm learning.
This is an educational podcast. That's our
I
main
mean, I
goal
don't know
here.
if this is the things we really want to be educated on, but without
to know.
papers?
Yeah. So they changed their name in the 1990s to the Huskies.
Oh, another one. Yeah.
Boring.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of those very generic.
Okay. So this next one, St. Bonaventure University. They are a Division I school in basketball.
Okay.
They are the St. Bonaventure Bonnies now.
Bonnies now.
Yes.
What is a Bonnie even?
I have no
Like
idea.
my Bonnie lies over the ocean.
I don't know what that means
What's
either.
the logo?
I don't know.
Huh. Okay. What were they before? I'm
They
scared.
used to be the Brown Squaws. Now, that might not sound, inherently offensive, but the phrase brown squaw was a Senecan word for certain female anatomy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And so it was pointed out to them by a Senecan chief in the 1970s. Like, hey, do you guys know, by the way, that your name is an anatomical part to us? And then they were like, oh, no, you're going to change that like yesterday.
They didn't even. Here's the part: is how do you even get to naming something if you don't even know what it is? What did they think it was?
I don't know.
Well, it seems like they were playing dumb. Like someone knew what this really was,
Maybe.
or they just heard the word. Like, I like this word. We're gonna call this team the Squaws.
Yeah.
So, but actually,
The brown squaws.
I actually feel like I'm gonna bring Disney into this, but Peter Pan.
Sure.
Don't they say like squaw?
They say squaw. but
Yeah.
I
Is
think-
it a different spelling?
No, it's the same word. But I think this is more like a colloquial term. Like a brown squaw. Like it's like a...
Oh, you have to have the word brown in front of it?
Yeah, I think it's like a...
Oh.
trying to think of a word that we would,
I have no idea.
or a situation where we might use a word for something else that...
But so if you say squaw on its own, it would be fine. It's like I thought it was like a leader woman, kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what it would be.
I don't know either.
It definitely...
Like
have
there's
a
like the
female
chief
context
and like
to
the
it.
head squaw, like kind of like right up there, like the term.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't even know how you spell this word, but
SQUAW.
yeah, this is a weird word, right?
Right.
Like the spelling, but yeah, interesting. I still feel like someone actually knew.
But I feel like it was like, oh, we have to change this so fast. What can we call ourselves?
Oh, they went
St.
to like
Bonaventure
the Panthers.
Bonnies. We'll just take our name and turn it into like a thing. The Bonnies.
I'm so
We're
curious.
the Gonzaggies.
Like we have to do this so quickly.
Yeah.
I can't think. Yeah, that is a really bad name change. Like if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it right.
Yeah, you pick something cool like the Huskies.
I wasn't thinking that.
I'm going to now just assume every school that's a Husky had a formerly offensive name.
Did UW? Because UW are the Huskies, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah.
I'm sure they had a very offensive name.
Oh, okay.
Like maybe something to do with all the opium down in the underground parts of Seattle or something,
Oh. The opioids.
Yeah. Before it was a cool thing.
Yeah.
Now they're the Huskies. Boring. Okay, last one.
Okay, I feel like
No, two more. Sorry.
laudanum. Laudanum.
Are we just throwing words out?
Nope. Hear me out. I feel like in old school time, like think Downton Abbey.
Sorry, excuse me.
Remember when she was having a baby and she was in lots of pain? And then
Not
I think she
particularly,
ends
but
up
I believe
dying.
you.
I can't remember any of their names or anything because it was
I
so
don't
long
even know
ago.
who she was.
But one of the sisters,
Okay.
not Mary, but like the middle sister or something. And she was married to a good guy. Anyway,
Nope.
I-
It was Sybil,
Sybil.
the young one.
I
Was
don't-
married to the carriage driver.
Yeah.
Come on.
Wow. It's like all coming back to you.
I close my eyes.
Yeah.
When I do that,
you can see it.
I can rewatch
Either
it.
way, okay, we're getting sidetracked here. Laudanum.
This is a good scene.
I feel like they gave her laudanum for her pain, and I swear I was researching what laudanum. It's like an opioid, has it been like used that far back? Laudanum,
I have no idea what laudanum is. Opium's been around forever, sure.
but they used
Comes from
it.
poppies. Poppies will make them sleep.
I know, but like
a drug reference.
they were aware of its uses, like back in the time frame.
I mean,
but I wonder where
Downton Abbey
laudanum
was like 100 years ago. Not that long.
Oh, it
ago.
wasn't really that long ago.
During World War One.
How would you spell laudanum? I feel like
Ethne, I am not prepared to talk about laudanum. I don't know how to spell laudanum. I'm not sure when it was invented, what is derived from, what classification of drug it is. I do not know.
laudanum.
But we will all wait here as you educate us.
A tincture of opium containing approximately 10% powdered opium by weight.
There you go. So they could have been.
I'm feeling really smart today.
You're on.
Well, when you said the
fire.
word opium, it made my brain trigger this word. Which, how did I pull that word out of like however long ago when I was...
I don't know, but here's the trick to life. Being able to recall those things when you want instead of just randomly.
But no, that's when I wanted to.
Oh, well, good.
Because you said opium. Usually my case is like, oh, I know this word I'm trying to think of. I just can't think of the word.
Well, I'm proud of you.
I know.
Good job.
I feel like I've done really good today.
You have.
I started
Offensive
off,
mascots are your
I
cup of
started
tea.
off the day really rough. Okay. But anyway, maybe
all
they
things
should have
offensive.
been the University of Washington laudanums.
I like it.
That's what I was going.
Perfect.
That's where I was going.
I'm glad we got there.
Okay, go to the next one.
We're going close to home here. Closest one of all.
Like home as in this home?
Yeah.
Or my home?
This
or your
home.
home?
Well, you and I share a home. It's this one here. But yes, this is the closest one to Spokane.
Okay.
Orofino, Idaho.
Orofino.
My dad's good buddy from the military lives in Orofino.
Is he our sign maker guy?
Yeah. Sign maker guy. They are the Orofino Maniacs.
Ooh. That's actually...
Which is a cool name.
That's kind of a fun one, but could maybe be offensive to some people,
Well,
I suppose, but not, I mean...
Their mascot's this barbaric looking man with frizzy hair and wearing nothing but a gown. But it's because Orofino is just a half mile away from a 55-bed psychiatric hospital.
Oh, yeah, mental hospital there.
So it'd be like here, like the Medical Lake Psychos. Because there's a state hospital
I kind
here.
of feel like, it kind of goes along with like...
This is why this is the offensive category.
Yeah, the mushroom cloud one. Like, you're kind of rubbing something that's hard, like, in everyone's faces.
Yeah.
I can see. It didn't sound so bad.
Until you knew the full context.
Yeah, the full context. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, all right, last one. This is my favorite one.
Oh, really?
Maybe not the most offensive, but my favorite.
Oh.
We're going to London,
Oh.
but not London, England. London, Ontario.
Oh.
Canada.
Love me some London.
So this is a baseball team. Not professional, but not a major league team.
Okay.
The London Rippers.
Okay, I know where this comes from.
Where does this come from?
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper.
Who was really in London.
London, England.
London, England.
But they're using a play on
So
same town name.
is like the mascot like a serial killer?
Exactly.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's the serial killer of all serial killers.
No, but I mean like the mascot actually is like a...
I think it's like a deviant face. Yeah, like it's...
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't go to that school.
Which I think is it was not a school. Just a professional, like a minor league baseball team.
Oh, I thought it was we were still in high schools. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. These are...
Just
Well, actually, most of these have been high schools. Some have been universities. Yeah, This is the first pro team. I think it's a wonderful name. I love what they did there. But there were lots of, women advocacy groups and stuff
Sure.
that weren't loving a serial killer.
I understand
who
that.
dehumanized women and killed them.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
the mascot. Which is
Understandable. Yeah. I definitely see where they're coming from. But
Yeah.
again, I'm proud of myself that I knew where this was coming from.
I mean, it'd be like if there was a school in, Idaho, it's like, I don't know, the Sam and Ted Bundy's, well, I guess, right. It could be Rexburg. Ted Bundy was in Rexburg.
Was he?
Yeah.
Did he actually do a crime?
Killed anyone in Rexburg. But in the area, sure.
Oh my gosh.
Arrested, Idaho, broke out. Maybe it was in Colorado that he broke out.
Broke out?
Yeah.
Like prison break?
Yeah.
How?
Well, it wasn't prison. It was like a local jail.
Mm.
And then was gone for a long time and then ended up in Florida, killed a bunch of girls. I think the University of Florida, maybe it's Florida State.
So they did have him. How did he
got
get himself out?
electrocuted. Jumped out a like second story window, I think. Or
Wow.
got out a second story window.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see how they could be offensive.
Yeah, serial killers generally aren't super
Yeah.
like relatable or
Right.
appreciated.
But I do appreciate the creativity of how they pulled that. Like
Yeah.
that part I appreciate, but I can see, yeah. It's not something you always want to be reminded of either, right?
Right.
Like, so
Yeah.
I see it.
Okay, Montreal Expos, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Not offensive, sorry. I was thinking about Spokane names.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're named after the 67 World's Fair or something like
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So the Indians here, Spokane Indians, have an alternate uniform that are the Expo 74s. Love that for minor league. The Spokane Expo 74s.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Like, that's
great.
great. Super cool uniforms.
They shouldn't even.
They're black and like lime green.
So
and
why
yellow.
do they have kind of two names? Why don't they just stick with the
So they have
Expo
a couple
7?
alternate uniforms.
But why not just stick with the Expo 74s?
I don't know.
Because
They
the
also
Chiefs
have
again
the
are like another one of those.
Spokane Cafecitos, and they're a little cup of coffee.
Wait, are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
The same team has 3 different. Is this
They have
normal?
4 logos.
4 logos.
I mean, they only play those ones like a couple times a year as those ones.
Weird.
Yeah, this is a minor league baseball thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, so if you had to pick one of those mascots to be your mascot, which one would you pick?
Well, I like the one where it was like the jailbirds or something. I don't know what it was because I was thinking it'd be fun. You could always,
Criminals?
huh?
The
Maybe the
criminals?
criminals. Yeah, I like that one. You could do a lot of different fun themes, like smooth criminal.
Oh, yeah.
You could do, jailbirds, like everyone wears stripes, or I think you could do a lot of fun things for like spirit weeks, and I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
I like the bubblers.
I don't know.
Intimidating.
Not really.
The maniacs over in Orfino, that was good.
Yeah. Again, though, it's almost better if it had no connotation, right?
Yeah. Salmon, Idaho, they're still the Savages, I believe. The Salmon Savages.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, see? Yeah. That's not a very nice term.
No, but it's like small town Idaho.
No. I just, yeah. Don't love that term.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of things, though.
Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, this is a long episode.
Well, we should go then.
I need to go. I have things to do.
All right.
So, everyone have a wonderful week. Hopefully, you had a good holiday, and we will be back in a couple weeks with maybe funny, maybe scary, maybe I don't know what.
Yeah,
because I really don't know yet.
Yeah, that's okay.
So-
You don't have to know.
Perfect. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. Bye.